Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Bear and I'm here to build a knockoff Lego set and hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave the Lego the site, the tier 2 blue emote in chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes, or if you feel like being a lurker, you can go ahead and lurk. Lord Crashington's here. Welcome, Lord Crashington. I'll say right up top, Lord Crashington wants me the dance button. And Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. I will hit the dance button. This is the second last day of this song before it just ends. Hey, Ghost Valve, welcome. So Aristofan's here. Hello, Aristophan, and welcome. So frames are for cowards. Yeah. My internet connection has been bad all day. I ran a bunch of tests. I tried a bunch of different options. I rebooted my modem. I rebooted the wireless router. I did a bunch of different things. I actually turned down the bit rate. I lowered the bit rate on this stream. Instead of 3000, I'm down to 2800, hoping that would help alleviate some issues a bit. So if it feels a little different than normal, that could be why. Also, it's going to feel different from normal because I'm just going to drop frames. Tonight, we're just going to have frame drop. And I will try not to be mad about that. We might get disconnected. I will try not to be mad about that. And you, in the future, person who can't hear me right now, you might come into chat and tell me, hey, frame rate's weird. And I'll know. You are not trying to tell me something you think I don't already know. You are just commenting on what's happening. So I will do my best not to get mad about that. But I will remind you that when frames start dropping, streamers can't fix that. There's nothing they can do. And when sometimes people seem to assume that there's something that can be done about that. And it's always weird to me when that happens. When people like in chats are just like, you should fix your frame rate. And it's like, maybe the person that's saying this doesn't understand that in America, very few people have a choice in ISPs. And I think that people don't quite understand that. Maybe you have some options here. Where I live right now, I could convince my folks that we need to get fiber and spend a lot of money to make that happen, or we can have the internet I currently have. Just ask Elon for internet, sure. So unfortunately, unfortunately, I can't do anything about my bad internet connection. There was a moment when we got new floors put down in our hallway that I did consider, could I convince my folks to run an Ethernet cable underneath the new flooring from my room to their room, and then I would move the modem and the Wi-Fi router from the common living room or common area into their bedroom, because there's only 2 cable hookups. Look, if there was a cable hookup in my room, if there was a cable line in this room, I would have the modem and the router in here and I would be wired. Obviously, that would be the best solution possible other than getting fiber, because even on Wi-Fi, fiber would still be fantastic. Obviously, if I could, I would do that. That would be the answer. But there is no cable hookup in this room, so I can't do that. A possible solution would have been that I decided not to make that request. One, where the cable hookup is in my parents' bedroom would have been tough to actually put things there. We had to run cables and all of that. I also could have had coax cable run from that underneath the flooring into my room and then set up in here, and that actually probably would have been the better solution, is to just run coax cable underneath the floorboard or the flooring. Decided not to do that. Probably should have done it, but ended up deciding against doing that. And yeah, it's a frustrating thing. because my internet has been pretty solid for a while, but recently I have been having troubles about it, and I'm gonna stop talking about it. So yeah, if I start dropping frames, I apologize. If I get disconnected, I will come back. If I don't come back after being disconnected, I will tweet about it that I am not coming back, and I will apologize to all of you if I disrupt your Monday night plans. But also, hi, thanks for spending some of your Monday here with your friend Pat. I appreciate it very, very much. And I look forward to hanging out with you tonight as we work on a cool, weird knockoff Lego set. Let's go to the overhead. It's Halloween. Tomorrow is Halloween. It is October 30th here in the United States. I am wearing my cat ears attachments to my headphones. I am working on the Sawaruita Halloween set. We are going to build a jack-o'-lantern, a ghost, and a vampire. I have the pieces set aside for both the ghost and the pumpkin and the vampire bag. I don't have set. It's Halloween in the Truck Sim games. Okay. Oh, Halloween, Haul in the Truck Sim games. Okay, sure. That's a pun. So let's get started. Let's start working on this here. We'll put that aside there. All of these feel... I feel like I'm going to have to wash my hands after tonight's stream because there's like a fine mist of powder on all of these pieces. You know what I mean? Like factory. Like they used a powder to separate these pieces out so they don't get stuck together or something. I don't know. But there's a vibe here that I'm not necessarily enjoying with this. This immediately does feel like powder. Yes, it doesn't. Yeah. This immediately 100% is the worst feeling of all of them. It feels worse than the UFOI that I built when we did the back. Return to Future. That's what it was. Return to Future DeLorean. Lord Crashton, I don't believe it's a drug. So I do not plan to deal in what ifs. One thing I will say about these instructions that are very flimsy and because they were in a bag are all bent and weird. You can see here that they put the color, this is green, but they're like, these aren't the pieces you care about. These are the pieces you care about. Even though it's changing the color, excuse me, I actually think that's a helpful kind of neat idea. So I'm all for that. This should not affect you all too much here, but I am going to turn the light on here. Got to turn that a little bit. I got to press in and turn, and then I can press in and turn it off. Press in and turn. We're going to have this lit up, and let's see, is it yeah, we'll have this here. For our jack-o'-lantern here. All right, so that's going to go there, and that's going to go like this. Yeah. All right, so we'll put that there, and then we've got to put... I may have to fix this as I'm doing it. Earthfan's jumping in regards. My apologies. I will say, most likely, if I'm coughing, it has nothing to do with the fine, like the gross feeling my fingers feel like in here. That is not necessarily from inhaling anything. Like I said, powder I'm talking about, but it really is like the grease or the degreaser or something. It just, every piece of this has a bad feel to it. But if you hear me coughing, that is not related to this. That is related to the fact that I did lots of lawn work today. So that is most likely what you are hearing me cough about, is just the fact that despite it being almost November, it's warm, and I did a lot of raking because it's a fucking hot. It's a hot fall. It is a warm, annoying fall. So that is most likely what you're hearing. That is just my allergies being very annoying, more so than it is me coming sick because of this. All right, so that was supposed to be a 4, not a 6. I put the wrong thing there, so I don't need that. And I got this. This has to go here. These go here. And this is supposed to be a 4. Oops. Oops. I don't have to reach weirdly to get the 2 pieces that fell here, so I am not going to pause the stream to get them. I'm just going to lean. I did not have to lean too far to pick up these 2 pieces that fell. All right, so we got some stuff to talk about here tonight as I work on this kit that, as I said, I do not like the feel of, but it'll be fine as we work on this jack-o'-lantern. The most important thing to talk about tonight is the layoffs at Bungie. Bungie has laid off a whole lot of people and also delayed, of course, they recently delayed the Final Shape, which is Destiny 2 expansion that has been pushed until June of next year, which is out of the fiscal year. And a thing to remember about this is more awful news for an awful year. Indeed, Lord Crashington. This is a year where we have really strong video games, like very fun video games for a variety of genres. Some might even say dead genres had a thing. Lots of great stellar games and also unbelievable layoffs. Now, a thing that we talk about here that some people are kind of reminding themselves out there is that, like, okay, well, like, but they said that it wouldn't result in layoffs, right? Like, the Bungie leadership was just like, back in February of last year, they were like, yeah, no, it's not gonna, we're not gonna have layoffs. Like, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna, like, do the things we need to do to make sure that, like, that doesn't happen. So, like, don't worry about it. And that is proven to be false. That is quite indeed what has happened, is that there have been layoffs. I didn't do this right. I should go here, like that. Okay. And that goes like that. We have seen layoffs. Now, did those layoffs happen immediately? No, they did not happen immediately. There was some time. And I know there are some people out there that are just like, that's the state of the business right now. Like, we're in trouble. And it's like, well, Sony's not in trouble, right? Like, they're not. Fiscally, financially, they aren't. They paid $3.6 billion for Bungie. And then, and games are doing well. Now, maybe live service isn't the cash cow that people thought it was going to be. I think that's a conversation that is worth having. How well is Bungie doing projection-wise? Like, to lay off all these people, they're clearly not hitting numbers. Now, are those numbers ridiculous? Do those numbers need to be accounted for? Certainly. I think that there's certainly a case for, well, you got to, I think conversations need to be had about, like, goals and, hitting certain numbers and all these other things. Like, I think you can make a case that those conversations are long overdue because it's resulted in layoffs, and that's never good. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have those answers for you. I don't know what they could have done in a different way, in a different, style of structure of the company or all of that. Like, I don't know. I don't have access to their books, friends. But I can tell you that it's never great when your company gets sold. Like, it's just never great. And the promises of, hey, we're not looking to consolidate any of this stuff, and we're going to be working hard to making sure these things, go our way, and, like, oh, well, we're just getting absorbed. We're just getting added to this company. All that shit is meaningless. It is just it only depends really on how long. How long can it go before the inevitable, right? How long until the promises, not everyone has tweeted about this thing, I should say. Not everyone has tweeted about this that worked there. And the general consensus from a lot of people is, there were folks at Bungie who were interested in being lifers at Bungie. Like, that was the thing, that they were there to work at Bungie as their main job, right? Probably shouldn't make lofty promises like that. Well, Lord Crashington probably shouldn't believe promises like that, right? To me, that's the thing, right? Like, when management says something, don't around a acquisition or purchase or selling or merger, don't believe them, because it's in their best interest to keep you working there and not have you resign. They just lay you off, and that's better for the bottom line. Because if you think that, if you, a person, think that your company is going to lay you off in the near future, you might do something bonkers, like look for work somewhere else. Not put your, kind of like quit in a sense that you are not doing, you are not doing your best, that you have lost faith in the company, and you might be just doing the bare minimum to keep your job while you pursue other options. And of course, the company does not want that. They want it to be a huge surprise. They want you to have stuff you were supposed to be doing when you got laid off. Like projects just get this completely disrupted, and for people to feel just unbelievably terrible that all these things, that this happened and come out of nowhere, but people gotta like grin it, bear it, because we got to get this stuff done, and we got to move on, and the people that got laid off would want us to finish the fight and all that shit, and whatever other nonsense slogans you need to hear to make you feel less bad about what's happening. And that doesn't happen. Hey, what? Oh, this is the wrong step. I'm sorry, friends. I was doing step 8. It goes 6, 7, and I did 6, 8, and I was like, what's going on here? Because this thing, these are the instructions. I was looking at it like it was a booklet, because that's what I'm used to with actual Lego, and I just fucked up. Because I was like, this doesn't seem right, because it wasn't right. I was accurate in my feeling that I was doing something that didn't make any sense. Lord Crashington, the light's on because there's no way to turn it on and off. They literally don't have a way, like, this is going to be on until it's dead. They did not think of that. They did not think of a way to turn the light on and off. You just turn it on as you're building it. Yeah, Lord Crashington, it's almost like they designed this to be a jack-o'-lantern and then later figured out they could put a light in it. But yeah, so the light's on because I will have to break it, or I'll have to take it apart from the bottom to turn it on and off. Because the button that turns it on and off right now is inaccessible, I should say. So yeah, poorly designed. Weirdly enough, this thing is poorly designed. All right, so I need one of these. We're going to put that like that. We're going to put... And I also don't know what... I think turning this crank is going to move the ghost on top of the jack-o'-lantern. To have to take it apart to turn it off is the opposite of why people use lights and pumpkins. Yes, 100%, Lord Crashington. It's almost like it was an afterthought and not fully fleshed out by a weird knockoff Lego company. All right, so we'll put this here. I think this crank is going to move the jack-o'-lantern, or maybe not move the jack-o'-lantern, move the ghost on top of the jack-o'-lantern. I think that's what these are for. I don't know, though. I can't actually tell you what these are for because I'm not sure myself. All right, so there was that step that I skipped earlier. Then I need one of these. one of these, this, and this here. Okay. Yeah. Oh, dropping more frames. Hooray! Connection issues. Hooray! As I said, can't do anything about it except be annoyed. All right, and this goes here. And this is going to connect these two. Now, what that does, I still don't know. But when I put this together, it's kind of fun to build something that has a contraption element to it, which is kind of fun. All right, yeah, so I do this, and that turns around. Now, what that does, I don't know. But I will say, we'll put it up here so you can see, because the light kind of fucks with everything, right? This does move. So at the very least, it has a gimmick that is working. What that gimmick is, the gimmick definitely is moving the ghost. Okay. So, all right. So I know that part at least. All right, yeah. So layoffs, that was the big thing. I'm going to talk not briefly, but I'll talk a little bit about the big premium live event for the WWE happening this Saturday afternoon. We'll talk about it tonight, and then on Saturday, because it's Saturday afternoon show, we'll talk about it during the stream, like what happened at Crown Jewel, which is a pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia. I don't, like I said, talk about them. I don't watch those shows. I have chosen not to. It's a small thing, but it is a thing where I'm just like, nah. But we can talk about it because it does have... It used to be, when they first started doing it, those shows didn't really matter. There were rarely any title defenses. The titles didn't change hands. That has changed a little bit. And there have been title changes in the past. So the belts that are on the line could change hands, and it is worth at least I should say, discussing those things. All right, so we have Io Sky versus Bianca Belair for the WWE Women's Championship. That got booked on this past Friday. I could see this being one of the belts that changed hands. I think Io Sky has been phenomenal, but Bianca Belair just came back, and Bianca is loved everywhere, so I could see her winning the belt, even if I don't think that's a good idea. I would actually prefer Bianca to have a heel turn, because I think NXT heel Bianca was phenomenal, and we're missing out by having her be a babyface. So I could see that. I would personally, I would like her continually being like having Damage Control mess with her and cause her to not win the belts, and then other people jumping ahead in line, necessitating a heel turn. I think that would be awesome. So maybe that would be great. But I'd see Io Sky winning that belt, or retaining the belt. But I could also, like I said, see a world where that title changes hands. John Cena versus Solo Sikoa. We've had more John Cena than we thought we were going to have because of the continuing actors strike, SAG-AFTRA. They are in meetings. They did have meetings over the weekend. There has not been a deal reached, but that could theoretically happen. And I do think that if it did happen, we would see John Cena would be out the door. John Cena wins tag team matches. He has not won singles matches in a very long time. I think it would be incredibly foolish for him to win against Solo Sikoa. So I'm going to say Solo Sikoa wins. And hopefully they won't just have John Cena win, because that would feel bad, I think. Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. This match doesn't need to be on the card. There's a 7-match card. This one's whatever. Damian has the Money in the Bank briefcase. I could see him losing to Cody and then cashing in the briefcase. I could see that happening. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I could see that happening. And I think that would be interesting. Cody doesn't need this, but an easy Cody Rhodes in Saudi Arabia is a weird thing, because he is so much like a character from The Boys. Like, he looks like Homelander in his entrance gear. And so it is very wild to consider the idea of him being there as and winning. But he could win. This one's a toss-up. I don't know. I don't know where it goes. So I'm going to say Cody Rhodes wins. Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul for the WWE United States Championship. I regret to inform you that I am of the opinion that Logan Paul is going to win. I think WWE wants Logan Paul to have a belt that they hope would be in the background of his video podcast. That he would carry it around and he would be a shitty heel with the U.S. title. And I think they're going to do it. And it sucks. It sucks. And Rey Mysterio, the man doesn't politic. He is not known for it at all. I could totally see him being like, yeah, all right. Now, with the idea that Andrade could then start challenging for Logan Paul to try to win it back. The idea eventually Logan Paul loses the belt to someone and elevates that person. Well, Lord Crashington, the 24/7 title has been retired. It no longer exists. So they could bring it back, but it wouldn't make any sense for them to bring it back. Nikki Cross put it in a trash can. So it's been retired. That's not to say they wouldn't bring it back in the future, but that's not an active belt. U.S. Championship to Logan Paul. It sucks. But that does seem to be where the cards are going to land with that title. So look forward to not seeing it defended that often. It could change, but that's what it feels like to me. Then we have 3 more titles. There's a lot of titles on the line tonight for that show on Saturday in the afternoon. Roman Reigns with Paul Heyman versus LA Knight. Look, LA Knight being in this position fucking rules. It kicks ass that LA Knight is in the position where he is fighting Roman Reigns for the title. There's no way in fucking hell Roman Reigns is taking that belt off of him. It's just not happening. I don't know if it's still going to be Cody Rhodes finishing the story at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes winning the Rumble again. Cody Rhodes winning Elimination Chamber because the Rumble will be for the Heavyweight Championship. I don't know what happens here. Roman has to defend the belt 2 nights in a row. I don't know. I don't know what happens. To me, anyway, it doesn't make any sense for LA Knight to win. But they could do something cool here. They could do something very cool. Oh, this is the wrong piece. They could do something very cool. It could be a win by DQ. There's going to be a ref bump. It's going to be kind of plotting. LA Knight should be super over there, and it should work out really well for him. But I just don't see the possibility that he's going to pick up the belt there. There are 2 matches on the card featuring ladies because we have besides Io Sky versus Bianca Belair, we also have Rhea Ripley defending the Women's World Championship in a 5-way match against herself, Nyla Jax, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Raquel Rodriguez. This is Rhea. Rhea's going to retain. There's literally only one match that I am confident in more than any. The 2 matches. Roman retains, Rhea retains. Rhea Ripley does need a credible threat as a challenger. None of them are. Raquel is kind of close. Shayna Baszler, it's such a fucking waste. Shayna Baszler won Ronda Rousey's last, for now anyway, WWE match. And it's such a waste that they didn't do anything with her. Like, babyface Shayna Baszler as a credible threat to Rhea Ripley makes a lot of sense. I just don't see it right now as anyone picking up a victory over her. And I would like to have some sort of belief that it's possible that she could lose. I just don't believe it at all. I need to put on this little piece here. Okay, so put that in there. And then what won't be the main event, but was like the first match booked, so that's why on Wikipedia it is listed first, is Seth freaking Rollins defending his championship against fellow babyface who's acting a little bit like an asshole, but it's kind of a justified asshole, Drew McIntyre. So I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm just going to go out on a limb. I think Seth Rollins beats Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre goes for the handshake after it in a, they both kind of played a little hard. Babyface like, hey, good job. And then Drew just beats the shit out of him. Drew turns fully heel. He's pissed off that he lost. He's mad, that he didn't have it what it took in this one. He should have won. It should have been him. It wasn't him. He's pissed off. And he leaves. And he walks right by Damian Priest, who makes the entrance, cashes in, and wins at the end. Damian Priest lost to Cody Rhodes, but who the fuck cares? Because he instantly has all the heat back because he has defeated Seth Rollins, who was hurt. Seth Rollins doesn't lose anything. He loses the belt, but he doesn't lose any of his shine because it took a hard fight with Drew McIntyre and then Drew turning on him after the match for him to lose. Damian Priest cashes in. Damian Priest is a champion. It's not going to be a long reign. He won't defend it at WrestleMania. That is my belief. I think that's where we're going. Is that exactly where we're going? I don't fucking know. How the fuck would I know? But that's what it feels like to me, your friend Pat, and that's what I'm going with. So that's your lot there. A title change that comes in after a bunch of shenanigans, and a bunch of other nonsense that happens. But that's to me, that's the show. Maybe Bianca wins. Logan Paul wins the belt, and then Damian Priest finally cashes in because they got to do it at some point. Now, it could be that he cashes in and still loses. Like, that's possible. He could cash in and still lose. I find that to be highly unlikely that is what would happen, but that is a possibility that he cashes in and still loses, because I think that would be hilarious if that happened. All right, so we got this poll here, and then I just have to add the one piece of green on this kit, which I guess is implying that this is like, it doesn't even light up that well. Like, the photo is obviously a lie. Like, it doesn't. I guess it kind of does. If I do it like this, it kind of lights up from an angle. Anyway, now I can have a ghost turn and move. I got to build the ghost because it doesn't look quite great. But yeah, if I want to turn this light off, the only way to do that is to remove the bottom. And let's see what happens when I remove the bottom. It's like how fast food looks in ads versus real life. Yeah, a little bit. Okay, yeah, so if I pull off the bottom, it fucking all kinds of falls apart. Every part of it falls apart. Yeah, there is no good way. Oh, okay, that popped out. I'm trying to think if I put it like this, could I reach in? No. Yeah, there's no good way. There's just no good way. There is absolutely. Now, where did this piece come from? I got this piece here. I don't even know where this piece came from. It fell out. I now have, oh, it's here. It's supposed to go here. Okay. All right, so, and then this needs to go, where do you go? Oh, you go here. Okay. So yeah, I have to take the bottom out, and then I can take this out, and then I can use a piece to turn it off, and then it's off. So I guess we'll just leave this on for tonight, and then I will have to undo this if I decide to leave these out. And then, is that right? That is right. Okay. Yeah, there's no, because like from the front, I can't really reach it. And from the back, there's nothing. Just like that. And then, gotta put that in like that, yeah. Okay. Oh, this is not, oh, this is not moving anymore. Something happened. I did something. I fucked it up. Maybe when I did this while the bottom was out, this fucked up. This is not working anymore. I have now officially boned it. So let's pop this open. See if this works. Okay, this does work. This works again. I don't know why it stopped working. Let's see if I can reassemble this. Is it? Oh, it's supposed to be. Maybe it's like this. Did I do it like that? Is that what was supposed to happen? Okay. Yes. So I didn't assemble it correctly. Okay, there we go. We're good again. Well, it works. Nice idea, very poorly executed. Yes, the idea of having the light in it is a fun one. It's just not. It doesn't actually work out right, which is annoying. Anyway, I got to build a ghost now. So let's build a ghost. And then we'll move on after the ghost. I've got all my ghost parts here. But yeah. Oops, that's not that. And then we have to take out the bag for the vampire and then kind of build that. So we got to do those two as well. All right, so that's enough about wrestling there. I'm going to retweet my tweet here. Hold on. Let's get a few more prints. Real low numbers tonight, which is okay because I did have a bunch of frames drop at the beginning, which it seems to have stabilized some. So we'll just keep it like this for now. Let's see. A bunch of old Assassin's Creed games are losing online support, which makes total sense. Let's see. They're going to lose online service January 25th, 2024. And then which platforms that will happen there. But that also includes like Splinter Cell Conviction. And they're just deciding, yeah, there's no reason to do it. Maybe player count, licensing, all these different things. We don't quite know why. They're going to decommission online services for 10 quote-unquote older games. And they don't really say why. They're like outdated technology. Now, what are those games? Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, just for the Mac. Assassin's Creed Liberation HD for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360. Assassin's Creed Revelations for the PC. Ghost Recon Future Soldier for the PC. Heroes of Might and Magic 6 for the PC. NCIS for the PC. We're dropping frames. Just as I said, we were doing better. We are not doing better. Great. Splinter Cell Conviction for the Xbox 360. RUSE for the PC. Ruse. And Trials Evolution for the PC. Only online features are shutting down for those games. So you will not be able to play online multiplayer, link your accounts, or use your Ubisoft Connect rewards if there was Connect rewards DLC, Ubisoft Connect stuff, which sucks and don't do it, but if you were doing it, you can't for that. It's only like for certain places. I don't know why there's one like I don't know why Assassin's Creed Brotherhood you can't use it on a Mac. That's weird. But there are some games that not only is it multiplayer, but also there's like asynchronous multiplayer. So it might not even be using a lobby, but it's sending your people out to attack other people's games and stuff like that. So it's frustrating to have those things. Ghost Valve says, unfortunately for Trials Evolution, that game thrives on player-made maps. Yes, it is ostensibly saying, hey, stop playing Trials Evolution on the PC or look for other ways to play that game in the future. Find other ways to play that game. I assume they automatically give out these Connect items when they move to the new form of it. Yeah, Lord Crashing, I don't follow it. I don't follow those kind of things, so I don't know. I have never... I've had... I mean, I certainly downloaded some Ubisoft games and got some things, some points or whatever, but I never redeemed those points for anything. Just never was something that I wanted to do. All right. So yeah, we're building the internal structure here of our ghost. So we're getting that together. Other gaming news. Five Nights at Freddy's making a lot of money. Reviewed poorly because of course it did. Doing well in the box office because of course it is. It is on Peacock. If you have Peacock, you can just watch that movie if you wanted to, or you could go to the movie theater. It does not surprise me that it's doing well because it's a big thing. I know some people were like, well, that movie already came out though. And it's like, no. The movie that Nicolas Cage was in that was clearly a ripoff of the game, that movie already came out a couple years ago. This is the actual Five Nights at Freddy's game movie, not the knockoff Nicolas Cage was in. Featuring the guy from Hunger Games that never really did anything else that was notable. Yeah. People got to work. People say yes to things. I would be in fucking... I don't want anything to do with that. But Sure, put me in that. Put me in that movie. Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie? Hell yeah, whatever. It's a horror thing. Jump scares. People love it. Enjoy. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, it's hugely profitable and it's made by garbage and it's not great, and a bunch of its fan base is a weird thing that I am not against. I know some people hate the idea of folks saying that it's their favorite game, but they've never played it, because that to me doesn't matter. It does not matter if that's how you consume media, through live streams and through community and through Let's Plays. That's fine. Like me personally, I know I spent way more time watching people play PUBG than me playing it myself. I played PUBG, but I spent way more time watching people play that game than me playing it myself. And I think that was a totally acceptable way to enjoy it. So like, I don't have any problem with people being like, when people are like, oh, well, they don't even play the game. It's like, yeah, no, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, like enjoying a game because of streamers and speedrunners. Yeah, totally. There are different ways to enjoy stuff. And I think that's totally okay. Apparently, hey, update to our conversation on Saturday. On Saturday, we talked a bit about the finals and how the finals is using AI voice acting for its announcers and how that's really obvious and weird sounding. Also, apparently, there's a lot of cheating in the beta, like immediately cheating. And it's an open beta, so you can sign up on Steam and PS5, Xbox X and S. Yeah, a lot of people were like, hey, it sucks because of the voice acting. Well, also, there's another thing that's going on there. Yeah, apparently there's just a lot of cheating. Which, surprising because it's a game in beta. And I don't quite know exactly how that cheating is happening. But yeah, it seems like people are playing it. I mean, it's in beta. We'll see if people spend money. But yeah, there's some hacking, like immediately. And apparently Embark is like, yeah, we're working on it. Obviously, they're not saying they're going to work on it. Fortunately, a thing that happens when there's crossplay with PC. Yeah. But, you'd hope that they would start working on figuring that out and making it a better experience for people as they try to monetize their video game. Because, at some point, they got to monetize that video game. Make some money. And they're like, hey, please report. Because, of course, yes. Yeah. And, more reporting on the voice acting, the AI voices and all that. And yeah, like some people were talking about it. Let's see. Other things we talk about here. Let's see. How's fall weather going for you, Pat? We have low 70s here last week and now a freezing warning tonight. So the temperature is going to drop tomorrow. I wish it had dropped today because it is very warm. It's not really fall. The leaves are falling, but it's not really fall here. We are in the mid 70s during the day. Tonight it will be in the high 60s, maybe even mid 60s. And then tomorrow it will be in the low 60s for most of the day. And then Wednesday, it will drop in temperature. It will drop in temperature on Wednesday and be in the 40s. But then it will warm up again. And then looking forward, it'll warm up again a little bit. And it might even rain tomorrow night, which would be good. It would be great if it rained around here. But yes, in answer to your question, it's still late summer here in South Carolina. It is not comfortable weather. I am sweating right now. Just because we don't have the air conditioning on. I would personally like it. This is the warmest room in the house, not only because the way it hits the sun, but also because I have many lights on in here and a large computer pumping out air. And I have the door closed. Well, that's because it's been freezing or just about above all day here. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to get freezing down here. It'll get colder. It'll get there will be a hoodie weather week where I'm just kind of rocking my hoodie and kind of enjoying that. But it's going to be a little bit before we get more than that, into that kind of weather. And then it'll just be warmish again. All right. So I kind of I don't quite understand what this is supposed to look like. Guess I just gotta put one in there. These are just gonna go in here. I don't quite understand what this is for. But whatever. I'm putting them in there. A couple of these instructions I wish were a little clearer. But for the most part, it's been fine. Oh, and then I put another one on here. I don't quite understand what that was. And then we'll put there. We're just building our inner frame here. And I think they're just having a little fun with the inner frame. So, okay, this is going to go like this. I'm going to put two here. Because we got to build, we got to put all the ghost around it. So, I don't quite know what they want from me here, but we're figuring it out as we go. No part of the back yet. Okay. Leaving that off. Their idea of gray it out is kind of interesting, but sometimes does get a little weird. Where I'm like, is that supposed to be gray? No, that's not. It's not supposed to be gray. It's just a grayed out piece. That is a odd thing. That is a little bit of a brain fuck. But we'll figure it out. Let's see. Oh, here's a big story. This one really sucks for folks that are in the fighting game scene. So you may know this, you may not know this. For all of PS5's life, there are approved devices and unapproved devices for the PlayStation 5 as far as controllers, right? And the opposite has been true for Xbox. Xbox has had, you can just plug in whatever. And that means that people can buy inexpensive third-party fight sticks or fight pads or whatever, for, or a convention, or not convention, like a tournament can buy a bunch of kind of a no-name brand aftermarket, maybe even from, AliExpress, like just to have like a basic, like a bunch of fight pads just around and about. Well, that's no longer going to be the case. Microsoft is going to crack down on third-party peripherals as far as controllers go. And they're starting to get a pop-up text saying, using unauthorized accessories compromises your... a connected accessory is not authorized. It says the message popping up when you plug one in. Using unauthorized accessories compromises your gaming experience. For this reason, the unauthorized accessory will be blocked from use on 11/12/2023. So next month. Now, does that mean that a company could theoretically pay Microsoft to be an official third party? Yes. Will companies do that? Maybe, but probably not. And basically, the company Brook Gaming that makes fighting boards and steering wheels was just like, hey, we're hearing from people that stuff is not going to work on the Xbox anymore. Like, that's basically all they can really say is, hey, we're hearing that. Like, it will probably still work on the PC. There are definitely going to be workarounds for that to get it working on your PC. But as far as Xbox, it's just a bummer. Yes, it definitely hits people that have not used the very expensive, and there aren't a lot of them, Xbox controller that they've worked with able gamers. That thing is fantastic. That'll certainly still work. But in this particular case, like, yeah, that'll still work, but like other devices that people use and they want to play Xbox games on an Xbox, they will be unable to unless the company that made their peripherals, especially, like obviously not going to affect people that have modded stuff severely, they're going to run to a risk. Hopefully people will come up with drivers that will trick the Xbox into approving devices, but that's a long way off and part of its own peril and user risk as well, and more likely to be again on the PC. It's just frustrating. Yeah, it's gonna hurt people with, that can't afford first party peripherals, or like, hey, you know what Xbox doesn't really make? Like approved fighting sticks. That's just not a thing they make because it's a small market. But that does mean that it's leaving people out who have bought their fight sticks and now can't use it. It's frustrating. It's just I find it pretty fucking shitty. That is what that's what people are going to be dealing with now. It's just not cool. All right, let me finish this. We're getting close to taking the pause of the call. Talk ways you can support the channel. Talk about some manga and some anime and some video games and all that. And then we got to finish this Ghost and then work on a vampire. Reinforcing why people go elsewhere for fighting games. Well, I mean, like I said, PlayStation was already fucking over fighting game fans. Xbox was the place to go if you wanted a console, because PlayStation lost a generation of fighting game fans because people were buying PlayStation 4s to play games, and then PlayStation 5, their fight sticks, their third-party devices didn't work on the PlayStation 5. And then when pressed about it, they were like, "That's not that. Yeah, we care about security more than whatever." And here's the list of places you can go. So it's unfortunately like Xbox being like, "Yeah, we don't care about this market. We just don't. Your best bet is to I don't know, get a bunch of PCs. Like, I think that's your only solution now. Um, or, people are going to have to just, oh, I'm sorry. Well, this piece has, did I do one of these pieces wrong? Was I supposed to put a 3-prong in somewhere? Maybe this should have been a 3-prong, because this is going to be on the face of this kit. So maybe I don't want it to have holes in it. Like I said, this kit has, like, is that the same as this? Because these have holes through it. Is this going to be the back of the kit? This might not even matter. All right, I don't think this matters. I think it'll be fine. I don't know. I don't know if I did this wrong or if I'm doing it right, which is always awesome. If this looks weird, I don't care. I guess I don't care if I did this wrong. I may have done this wrong. I'll deal with it later. Okay, it goes like that, and then this is going to go. I think this is just like the side of the go. Yeah, it's going to get covered up. Okay, this is going to get covered up, so it doesn't really matter. It's just weird that they would even put them in there. I don't know why they did, but I should not be spending a lot of time trying to understand this whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, this is a knockoff. This is like the worst knockoff Lego we have built so far. I should not be trying to make sense of this particular thing. I should just put it all together and then move on with our lives when we're done with this. And probably never think about it again. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow on tomorrow's stream. How sturdy does the build feel? Lord Crash, none of this feels good. This feels terrible. It's bad. All of this is bad. It doesn't feel sturdy or strong or that like the parts fit particularly well. It all feels bad. I think I spent $18, maybe $20 on this set that comes with a 3, which for the amount of pieces you're getting is kind of fine. Again, I also bought this because I wanted to have something Halloweenish during the stream. Because I thought that would be fun. But for the most part, yeah, I would not recommend getting this. This is not good. Every part of it, as I said, Lord Cratchit, every part of it feels bad. All of it feels bad. The whole thing feels bad. It's not. None of it feels pleasant or good, or sturdy or like. I think it looks nice. I think this jack-o'-lantern looks kind of neat. The face looks good, I guess. But yeah, it's part of this was like I want to build explore the world of knockoffs because I haven't ever in the past. Why can't I find the piece here? Here it is. Couldn't find the right piece. But yeah, all of this feels not good. All right, now I got to turn this over and do the other side. But we're going to do that after the pause for the cause. I'm not going to do... Whoa, what happened here? I lost connection there. I'm not going to go super long into this because there's not many of you watching tonight. So I'm not going to do a long pause for the cause. We'll just hit the hit. We're going to hit the hits here. If you're a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave Lego site tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Throw those in there. That would be nice. But yeah, we don't have many viewers tonight, which is okay. It's all right. I'm happy you're all here, but there's not many of you. So you can throw the emotes in the chat. That would be great. Is there anything major? I've got a bunch of stuff to build here in the future, but I'm always looking for more. If you want to check out my Amazon wish list, you could do that. That is an easy way to support what I do here, is to check out the old wish list, see if there's something there that you'd like to see me build. Got Lego sets, real Lego and model kits, and the only good knockoffs, the Mold King kits, which are, as I said, the only good knockoffs that are here that I've ever actually built. And yeah, a bunch of stuff, model kits galore, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, some gear, uh, you know, various things and things that you could help me get and build in the future if you want to do that. Anything else before we get into building again? A couple of video links for you to check out. Halloween has not hit us yet. That's tomorrow. If you want to watch some Halloween horror, you don't want to see horror. You want to see Halloween, some stuff that's thematically appropriate for Halloween anime, but is not spooky. Check out Pat Bear's Anime Club. I think you'll like it. And then Baerly Rehearsed is my ongoing video series where every week I write a piece of comedy that I perform and rehearse at least some amount. It is barely rehearsed. And we got a new one coming out. This past one, the audio issue is based on a true story. Nobody watched that one. That one's got a low view. So if you want to go check that one out, it's pretty funny. It's short and funny and a silly idea. And I liked it, but just some of them don't hit. And that one didn't hit. But I'll have another one up on Wednesday. So you can check that out on Wednesday. I got a new one that I recorded today that I think's pretty fun. Let's see. Anything else before we get into talking about some manga and talking about some anime? Because I do have both those things. I don't know if there's anything else that I want to say. We talked about anything else here. Oh yeah, well I could just say you just go on my YouTube. Be nice if you went there. I'm so close to getting a payout from Google AdSense. So watch a couple videos. Help me get my numbers up so I get a nice big payout from them in the future. It'll be great. Yeah, all right. We're going to talk about some manga and then talk about some anime. We'll get into that now. And before we get into that, I am going to drink some water because that is necessary for me. And we're going to dramatically transition back to the overhead. And then we're going to finish this fucking ghost and then work on a vampire. And we'll get started with that right now. Before we talk about manga and anime, a reminder, my stream tomorrow is Persona 4 Golden with mods. So I hope you will come and hang out for that. If you have not watched a Persona 4 Golden with mods stream, I have lots of mods. And every stream I add some new ones in. We'll go over them. We'll talk about them. They are generally not like make the world weird mods. They are almost exclusively make life easier mods. Sometimes there are subtle changes. Sometimes they're big changes. One of the ones that got added recently is a huge quality of life improvement. There was a thing that got changed between Persona 4 and Persona 4 Golden that this returns, that got taken away for Golden. And it's awesome. It is a completely cool thing that helps out a lot for playing, that I'm very happy is back. So, and then also there are silly mods and just a lot of like quality of life cheating mods, really. And then also when we go into the dungeon, because we're going to go to Naoto's dungeon, the mad scientist dungeon, and help out Naoto. And when we go in there, everybody on the team will have their very cool, very fun Halloween costumes. Because I have all of those Halloween costumes. Because I also use cheats. So not only do I have mods, I also have cheats. Oh. I messed up a thing here, so let me fix that. I put this in the wrong place. I misunderstood where I was supposed to put this before. Fixing it now. There we go. That's better. That's right. No, that's wrong. Goes like that. Okay. Then that can go there. Did that wrong before. I have done it correctly now. Hooray! Doing something right eventually. That was actually an easy fix, so that's nice. So those go like that. And then these two go on here. This is like, the thing is, the instructions here are a little wonky occasionally, but for the most part, this is a pretty easy build. It doesn't feel good. I'm not thrilled with it or anything, but like, they do kind of, so occasionally they don't fit together perfectly. But they do the job. It's fine. Anyway, I have manga to talk to you about, folks. Then we'll talk about some anime after that. But first, let me talk to you about some manga. I've been reading this manga called After Being Called a Hero, He Created an Unrivaled Family. This is not an isekai. It is an action series, but it is not an isekai. It is the story of a found family of overpowered people. Basically, the Demon Lord, not a concern anymore. The Demon Lord got defeated. Everybody be excited about it. Now, how was the Demon Lord defeated? Well, the Human Kingdom worked on basically a super soldier program. They created artificial humans that had like the strength of demons, and there's one of them left, and he was the hero, and he defeated. He went and did it. Took care of business. He defeated the Demon Lord, and humanity was like expecting to win eventually. Here's something they weren't particularly expecting. They weren't necessarily expecting this dude, the hero, to survive and come back. And they are freaked out about that. And that makes some sense. It sucks, but it does make some sense. You've created this, like, when the big bad is gone, like, it is a bit of a in the banished sort of stories, these like kicked things, it's often one of two things. Either the character, people just like did not believe they were actually that strong, or they are so strong people are scared of them. In this case, the king is like, fuck. Well, I got one more mission for you. There's a land out in the, towards the edge of the kingdom, and you'll be the lord of that. Yeah. And the only thing you need to do is, well, you've got to defeat the dragon that lives near that village. Oh, they're so scared of the dragon. And it's very clear, and because even though he's it was created artificially, he's still like a guy that understands things. He doesn't have, he's like human emotions. He doesn't have like a lot of empathy, but he does understand things. He realizes, oh, the king is sending me here to die. But the thing is, our main character, he doesn't have, like, he can't, like, refuse that. Unfortunately, like, it's built into him. He can't refuse the direct wishes of the kingdom. So he is forced to go for it and fight the dragon. And he goes in and finds out this dragon doesn't really fuck with people or mess with people. And it's been a long time since anyone's challenged this dragon. It was clearly like, this dragon doesn't need to die. And he just needs to get the dragon to leave. And he's like, look, if you leave, we'll be good here. Like, I'll have completed my mission. I'm just going to be the lord here. I'm not going to go back to the kingdom, but, I'm fulfilling the letter of the law. And the dragon is like, thanks for not killing me, but you need to take responsibility if you're telling me to leave here. And he's like, all right, well, come live with me, I guess. And that is the part where our dragon reveals that it can transform. Hello, Vicky. Welcome. We're working on some knockoff Lego, making some, we made a jack-o'-lantern, now we're making a ghost. These feel terrible, is what I'll tell you. All of this, every piece of this feels uncomfortable to work on. But it's going to turn out okay. It just doesn't feel good. Anyway, after being called the hero, we created an unrivaled family. Our dragon is a lady, and she can turn into a lady, just like a human-looking lady. And basically, she's just like, take responsibility. Marry me. And he's like, okay, sure. And that's the story, basically. There's another thing that comes up. But basically, you've got a guy who is just trying to live and do his thing. And now he has a wife, and he doesn't quite necessarily understand that. She is unfamiliar with human customs, but she does know that her husband is a weird dude. And that is a funny combination of things where he's just like she doesn't realize at first she's terrible at cooking food. She burns everything to a crisp, and she had no concept of that because he was like, it tastes great. And it doesn't. But he's like, well, no, you made it for me. My wife made it for me. Therefore, it's great. And he like literally believes that. So she's just like, oh, okay, dude. All right. And so we're getting that kind of like fun little thing of them like trying to figure out what it means to be a couple. She's trying to figure out what it means to be human. He's trying to figure out what it means to be human. It's a fun little love story with some action. And then we get introduced to the new character, the new girl on the block. They adopt a young lady who they're going to raise as their daughter. And you're like, that sounds like a bad idea. But you have to understand, this girl has an abundance of magic energy. She's incredibly strong, unbelievably strong. She's maybe in parts stronger than the dragon, but not as strong as our hero. But the people that were raising her murdered her real parents and clearly treated her awfully and didn't treat her like a human, or they treated her like an object, and lied to her. And she's just got a lot of fucking shit. She's just got like a lot of stuff going on. It's rough. It's all rough for our young lady. But now she has a mom and dad, and she like is kind of figuring out what that means and how that works. Okay, so I did do this wrong. The piece on the bottom here needs to go in. It needs to fit through. So this piece here, the ones with the holes, need to be down here. So I did this very wrong, but I will tell you, the difference between this piece here and in the instructions and this piece here is completely unbelievably, like, there's no way I would have known that I did this wrong. So I did this very wrong, and I have to now try to fix it. So this piece needs to come out here. Then you take that off. I need to take out both of these pieces. And I think that the brick separator will work on here. I think I can do this. Anyway, it's cute. It's a cute anime. I recommend it if you're looking for something to check out. Oh boy, I have no idea if I can remove this without breaking something. But I need to, this needs to be that, and it is not. Let's see. I'm trying to use the pry on here, but I don't want to remove anything else that I don't have to. Yeah, they did not make this easy here. All right, let's see if I can use a spudger. Maybe. Oh man, I'm fucking pissed off about this. This really is like annoying. I should have looked ahead to see. But yeah, these two on the instructions look the same. Let's see if I can take this piece off here. I'm just going to take these pieces off. Because I want to swap this out anyway. All right, I'm going to take this off and then see if I can get these off here. Oh, yes, the instructions are incredibly unclear. As I said, if you look here, you can barely, if you really, really look, you can barely see that there are other holes here. So this piece here is supposed to be like these two. These two are supposed to be the ones with the holes through them. But from just looking at it, regular size, that's very unclear that that's what they're looking for. And they did not say it. Because they also have a piece that's flat, which is what you're supposed to use on the sides and the top. This piece here. So yes, I just immediately, in the very beginning of this kit, used the wrong piece. And now it's it's like literally the very first step of this kit I did wrong, is what I'm saying. So I don't know how to fix that. But I did do it very wrong right at the beginning. So. Since it's internal, Lego would have used a different color. Yes. They would have used a different color, so you easily would have known instead of doing the white. I mean, you will see a little bit of the white, but yes. Or it would have been bag 1 and bag 2. This was 2 bags, and the first instruction is just open all the bags. I mean, the thing is, the jack-o'-lantern has this part for the ghost to go on. So you kind of need to put the ghost on there. It kind of doesn't work without the ghost. So I do need to get these off. So I can put this thing on there. Put that off there. Yeah, I just can't. All right, let me pop that out. Let's see if I can get it now. And I can't put too much pressure on this because I'm afraid that it'll just start breaking apart. Like the only good solution is to literally take this whole thing apart and start over. And I just don't want to fucking do that. Oh, God damn it. And we're going to stay late because I want to finish the whole thing. Because we got to still have a vampire to build. And because we're not doing it again. But I don't know how to get these parts off. Ugh. Why is the only part of this that feels stable and secure this one piece that I didn't do correctly? All right, this goes on the back. I know those pieces have to come off as well. We'll just solve that. Like put these here. Because it's going to go like that. It's going to go like that. I got the head off. Well, I can pop that off. I can pop the face off. But yeah, this is just like... Pop that off. Pop that off. I'm like trying to see if I can get this to come out. Because if I can get this out, I can like push it down and out maybe. I don't know. Okay, so that came out. It's good. Oh, but how do I get the other part out? That doesn't help me at all. Yes, brick separator is totally handy. Although this was just a waste of my time because none of what I just did there actually helped. So instead, yeah, this didn't actually do what I needed to do. I mean, maybe it did. Just doing a lot of weird surgery here as I try to get this together. All right, that slipped off the back. This came off like this. Great. Okay. Now I think we're maybe getting somewhere. Can I remove this piece from the top of it? Yes, I can. Did that fix anything? Not really. This is also just going to be like so annoying to put back together. Just kind of trying to get this all back together. Okay, now can I get these two pieces off? No. What the fuck? There we go. Okay. Then I need to get... These two need to be these two. And I'm going to separate this while I can. I don't want to do that like this. No. Do it like that. This didn't come with a separator. This is an official Lego separator that I am trying to use for this purpose, which is not quite working the way I want it to. I gotta get these two need to basically go in here now, but then this piece needs to get replaced as well. Oh, this is an early fuck up on this kit that is just now really biting me in the ass. I guess I should talk about anime while I'm trying to do this. I Shall Survive Using Potions and the Family Circumstance of the Irregular Witch are two things that I watched that I enjoyed very much. Okay, I have fixed both those things. Now we can continue here. These two need to go here, but then this piece also needs to get replaced because of course it does. So I need to do that. And I can remove that. And I can take off. I can take these off. Take that off. And take this off. Okay. I have now put on the pieces in the places they are supposed to go. I can try now to remind myself of where all of these parts need to go here to reassemble things and try to get this back together in all of its glorious chunks. This goes on here. This goes like this. This goes like this. There is a 4 square of some kind. This here goes like this. I'm just going to do this now so that I know. Yes, okay. This is how it's supposed to work. That's how that's supposed to slide onto. Great. Now, how do I fucking build all this again? This goes back in here. This goes like that. I think. Oh, this goes like this. This is the face. This goes like here. This is going to go like that. The other side that. Eventually, this goes here. I know that. I think this goes like this, which is the back. And then this goes like that. Okay. All right. We've gotten like some of this back together based on just remembering, and then we can go look up. I can look in my instructions here for the rest of it. So we're like figuring it out as we go. And then we need to do, we can kind of do the head again here. Because that goes like this. And then these go like that. And then this goes here. And this goes here. Oh, and then I do know that these go like this. Fuck that up. All right, and then we need these two go like this here. Both sides. Oh my God, I think we're actually going to get this back together how it's supposed to look, which is kind of fucking remarkable. Anyway, I won't go into too much detail about I Shall Survive Using Potions. If you haven't been watching this, this is the smartest, I would not, maybe not smart, cleverest, overpowered main character in Isekai that I have seen in a while. Our girl, Kaoru, she did die by accident and got sent to this world, a fantasy world, and she got a bunch of abilities in that fantasy world that she is making full use of. The biggest of which is the fact that she... Oh, wait, why isn't this... Oh, I thought I had this, but this is not lined up right. Biggest of which is she can create potions. The trick is... that is an overpowered skill. That is great. Good for her. The problem is that it does not matter in a world where nobody uses potions for anything. No one's ever heard of it, and there's not a lot of magic in the first place. So she's stuck being like a weird outsider. And she's been dealing with a lot of shit from various people. But she's had a plan. Our girl has been helping people. And her master plan, which gets resolved or gets kind of set up in this one. Okay, so here's what we were doing this whole time. This is why we were doing this, so I can do this. I had to go back and fix some stuff so that this can move around and haunt the jack-o'-lantern via this thing here. It's kind of a cool gimmick. It's not worth it. It wasn't worth the trouble. But it is kind of cool. All right, so now I'm going to work on a fucking vampire. We're going to finish the fight by building a vampire. And then I can stop caring about all this. So I got a bag here. It is a neat effect, Lashbrook. Yes, it was not worth the trouble that came in with the poor instructions that were given to me. But it is cool. So I'm just going to separate this by color. And just kind of throw things over here. If you're wondering, hey, does the vampire feel any better? No, this plastic does not feel better. So I'm just going to separate here by color, and then we'll get into the actual building. We are going to stay long if we have to. I am not going to do this like on Thursday, November 2nd. I am not going to be working on a vampire. So we're going to finish this thing so that I can put it out. I'll put it out near the door when now you have to keep cranking until something falls apart in it. No, don't say that. But yeah, I want to have this done, and I'm going to put it out near where I'm going to be handing out candy tomorrow, because we got some candy for me to hand out to. There's not a lot of kids in this neighborhood, but there are kids, and the real thing is there are grandkids in this neighborhood. So sometimes kids come to see their grandparents and the grandparents walk them around. So I have some candy ready to hand out that I'll basically do till I stream. So in the afternoon and the early evening, I'll be just like on my phone waiting for the doorbell to ring, and then I'll go out and I'll hand out some candy because I really like doing that. We'll do that here. And like, even if it gets a little cooler, it's still going to be good weather for getting some candy. So we'll be taking care of that. So I Shall Survive, basically, I'm just going to tell you, I Shall Survive using potions. Still a really fun show. Our girl Kaoru is helping the poor, but she's also helping people who are pure of heart. And she sets in motion a plan that I think is a very fun plan for her. Very smart. As I said, she's very clever. She sets it up so that basically, she's protected. She's like, I am not a citizen of this country. I am here to help out the goddess. I can't give you visions. I'm just here to help people with my ability. I was sent here by the goddess to help people. Do not fucking bother me. Temple, weird temple, they're going to keep bothering her. Don't worry. Or royalty, they're going to keep bothering her. Don't worry. But she's basically setting herself up so that she is not hounded, because she had some issues with nobility in the last country she was visiting. This is the country where she met the kids in episode 2, the noble kids, and helped out, and by proxy, helped out the king's brother. So there's a precedent for them liking her when they figured out who she was. Your parents did theirs candy yesterday. Apparently didn't get much after it rained most of the morning. Yeah, some communities do like on the weekends instead of a weeknight. There are plenty of places that do like parking lot things, which I think is fine. Our neighborhood, you can walk in the street. It's okay to do so. So kids will walk around and it will be fine enough. All right, so I got this color separated here. Let's build a vampire. All right, so we need to get this here. We're building a base or a cape. I don't know what we're building here, but we're putting together an object like this, like this. We need to get the large black this here, and then 2 of these. So we're assembling by doing that, and then assembling by doing, again, this is like, I separated by color, but this was a fast knolling, so it is not an efficient knolling. And we're going to stay long if I need to finish this vampire. We would have definitely had a fine enough build of this thing, but we did run into the issue of, again, me assembling it wrong due to the instructions being not particularly clear. I could have intuited that I was doing it wrong. I didn't intuit that. So it is certainly also on me for just blindly following the instructions without wondering like, hey, how would that work if that's not a hole there? But I didn't think of it. So there you go. Anyway, I really like I Shall Survive using potions because it's a goofy in parts, but it's a fun premise that I think they're playing well. And so I'm going to keep watching it. I enjoy it. And then I watched I forget what episode here we are for the family circumstances of the Irregular Witch. This is about a girl who was a human girl who's found, or a regular old girl, was found in the forest by a witch and was raised by that witch. She is also now a powerful witch. They have a complex about each other where they want to continue to be mother-daughter, and they don't want anyone to get in the way of that. And most of the hijinks involve the sisters of the witch and their shenanigans, but most of it is about dudes trying to pursue either lady and running afoul of either the mother or the daughter, depending on who is in the moment upset about a dude showing up and trying to come between them. This is basically the plot of it. And there's some animals and there's some friends we made along the way. It is a comedy. It is very light. This episode, let's see what we got here. So we want to put these like this. I think we're building legs right now. We're building legs. Makes sense. These little flowers are also gonna be boots. Sure. Or like heels. Sure thing. So yeah, again, I think this might be a cape. I don't know what we built here, but right now I know we're building the legs of our vampire. So the first half of the episode, Fennel is a dude that wants to date Alyssa, the mom. Fennel shows up because he thinks that Viola is out. But Viola, here's the thing. Previous episode, he set a dude up. He sent a dude by. He set up a girl or a guy for her to date, trying to get her involved with someone that she was not interested in. That's an orc dude named Glind. Glind there got sent by Viola to hang out, basically to make sure that. Oh, no, let's see. Sorry, these are black pieces, and they are not particularly easy for me to read, even under bright lighting like this, and figure out where they need to go. So my apologies as I stopped talking during the conversation, as I was starting this conversation. That needs to go like that, and then a 1x4 that goes. Does that go forward or back? Goes like that. Okay. And again, we have proven that I can fix this if I need to fix it. Oh, and then it snaps in here. All right, yeah. So this is like a stand for our vampire. Great, little platform, or maybe like a cape. This is the ends of the cape. Maybe I think I don't know. Yes, okay. I do believe that I am building a cape here, or a cloak. That's fun. Anyway, first episode. Glind, I should say. This is the orc. He's enamored with the concept of an elf village, and he really wants to talk with Fennel about the elf village because he's just like, oh, I just think about all the beautiful elves that are there, and how there's like magic, and I know that the archery there is spectacular, and I'm just like, he's just so enamored with the concept of an elven village and all that entails. And then Fennel's like, it's really boring. That's why I don't live there. Because young elves, as soon as they can leave, just get out of there. And it's just lots of old elves who are obsessed with making potions, and archery is the only hobby that you can have. So everyone's like, does it, but no one's like really into it. It's kind of bursts his bubble there. But then Fennel, as he's talking about this, he's like, oh yeah, it kind of sucks. He also is like, shit, I kind of miss home now that I'm talking about it. So he invites Alyssa to like, hey, do you want to visit the Elven Village? We could go. But then that kind of gets like removed because Viola returns and overhears him. Viola continues to cock block. And I'm still like, I know that Alyssa tries to scare away the dudes that are around Viola. I don't know if she's doing that to like protect her daughter or to like keep her daughter around. I'm not really sure what her deal is, but I am very, very confident that Viola, the young one, is just trying to keep dudes from taking away her mom, basically. That's definitely, that's the vibe I definitely get. That is an easy vibe to pick up, even if I don't quite get what's going on with the other way around. All right, I need a 2x3, and then a 1x2, and then these need to go on 2x2s. Again, this is not the easiest thing to kind of gronk here. Also, this feels, hey, I can't believe I'm saying this. This feels bad as I'm putting it together. All parts of this are unpleasant. This feels like it's going to fall apart at any time, and doesn't feel like it's lined up properly. I think it might turn out to look good because the photo looks cool. So it could turn out good. But this is structurally like just weird. It does not feel great. Which you probably could have guessed by just understanding every other thing I have said tonight about these builds. All right, so I need that. I need one of those, and then I need a 1x. Need some glue. Yeah, I mean, I guess one, I'm glad I didn't do that with the Ghost, but I've never been one for gluing kits. If I was going to display this, if this was going to become part of like our Halloween decorations, I would take it all apart and one by one glue it together as I built it. Yeah, if this was going to be like, here's the thing. These are going to go on display near my door, like the foyer tomorrow. And then we might keep them, but I don't have any pressing desire to keep this around. But if I did, I would take this apart piece by piece and then glue the whole thing together. Wait, where'd that go? Well, it goes here. Like this doesn't... Yeah, all right, that kind of... yeah, oh shit. Yeah, things just like fall off here. And it will get reinforced as we put things together. Eventually, these parts of the cloak won't feel bad. But right now, they feel bad. Feels bad, man. Second half of the family circumstances of the Irregular Witch. Alyssa and Viola, they meet up with one of the aunts, Lyra's husband, Pondo. And this is the most high concept comedy bit of the show that I have seen. This is all comedy and goofiness. They meet up with Pondo because there is an issue with the sweet potato harvest. They got to harvest these sweet potatoes. All right, so sorry, 1x3s, but they use some magic fertilizer. They used a potion to make them grow, but instead they came alive. And he's just like, hey, please do not tell Lyra what I did. Just help me. Please do me this favor. But they have become like, they're alive and they have personalities. And some of them are like complete assholes. And it's very weird. It's funny and strange. These... Like, I don't think we're going to see more of these sweet potatoes, but like, I was like, I don't know. I want to know more about these weird, alive sweet potatoes. This is kind of bizarre in a very fun way. Anyway, Lyra, of course, finds out about it anyway. And then they return the field back to normal. And then they find out Viola, for whatever reason, used the same potion on their own garden. And because I think she wanted to make big, angry sweet potatoes or vegetables to fight off dudes that show up at the house looking for her mom. I think that's what she was trying to do. We'll never know. Anyway, they start fighting each other for dominance and destroy the whole garden. And then by the end of the episode, everything's fixed and it's fine. But it is silly. It is a silly part of the episode. But I liked it. I liked the rude dude sweet potatoes. I thought they brought a lot of character to the show. Is this an excellent, fun little series? It's fine. I would say if you are looking for something a little lighthearted and silly, it's a silly show. Every episode is basically like 2 stories. They don't really, there's an ongoing plot, but it's not much of a plot. It's just a plot outline, really, an excuse for hijinks in a mystical world. I think it's animated totally fine, totally acceptable. It's definitely like somebody's B team making it. I've been doing this and not showing you. Sorry. But you could do so much fucking worse than the family circumstances of the Irregular Witch. It is totally enjoyable, totally watchable. So I think you do just fine checking it out. I would say check it out if you're looking for something a little lighthearted. We are going to go long here because I am going to fucking finish this. So I think it's going to take more than 10 minutes, but we're going to keep going. So what I need from you, friends, what I need from y'all is I need you to let me know, what are you watching right now? What are you playing? What's got you going? What's got you excited? What are you into? I always love hearing from you. We're going to finish the fight. I'll go first and let you know. We got an expansion coming for World of Warcraft, for Hearthstone. We got a Hearthstone expansion coming. So I am trying to, it's a new, and also we got a new month coming. So I am trying to get a bunch of gold. I'm trying to win games in Hearthstone and rank up in either Wild or Standard or both enough that I get good rewards. I always want to have 2,000 gold ready for me for the mid-season or mid-expansion release, because the mid-expansion release you can buy with gold or with money, and I like to do it with gold because I try not to spend any money in Hearthstone, and I just play. That's my goal, is to make this free-to-play game actually free. I have bought mini sets in the past. I have bought card packs in the past, but I always try to have enough gold these days where I don't need to do that, and you get gold from completing quests and also bonuses for ranking up. So I want to get a bunch of that. So I've been playing, I've been grinding a bit, completing quests and all that, weeklies and dailies and all that. And Hearthstone's been going good. I'm having a good time in Hearthstone. I got another scam deck that I really like. I'm thinking I might make I don't know. I'm thinking I might try to make some more shorts. And make like on-purpose shorts about video games. So I think that when the expansion comes out, I'm going to talk about my standard decks and my wild decks because of the new expansion. Because I don't want to stream Hearthstone anymore, but I play a lot of it, and I feel like YouTube Shorts and like I guess maybe I could make up TikToks too. I feel like that could be something, like doing YouTube Shorts and doing TikToks of Hearthstone decks with the code in the comments or whatever. Could be good. So I'm thinking I'll do that. That's the plan anyway, in the future with this next expansion. Just be like, hey, here are the decks that I'm currently playing. Watch them, and then be like, hey, and what decks are you playing? That kind of nonsense content. I'm thinking about doing it. We'll see if I do. Also, get ready for Persona 4 Golden with mods tomorrow. I am excited about this. This will be a fun one. I got a bunch of, new mods that we haven't looked at before. We are ready to enter Naoto's dungeon. Then we'll be able to hang out with the old lady a little bit. Maybe we'll go and hang out with the nurse. Maybe I'll start another connection. We'll try to hang out with Kanji. And basically, we got to hang out with Kanji more and bump that up. We should, I guess, we should hang out more with Rise, because I haven't hung out with her much. So we could hang out more with her. And I do have to hang out with Yusuke once. I have completed Yusuke, but we have to do that final one hangout. He and I have punched each other as bros. We've done the bro punch, but we still haven't completed the hangout. So we got to do that one more time, and then we will, and it'll be fine. So we will have some stuff to do tomorrow. The dungeon is the most important part, but we'll finish that and then have more time to dick around and goof out, because that won't take too long to do. And then, of course, like I said, go over all of the many mods that I have, and the new ones. We'll talk about some of the new ones. Let's see what y'all have to say. Ghost Valve says, I've been on a model building spree. Fuck yeah, Ghost Valve. Get it done. Hell yeah. I love to hear that. Just finished up the GM Spartan, really liked, and started the LO booster. Taking a BG3 break, might go back to A6, C6. Yeah, get in the Armored Core. Hell yeah. Nice. The GM Spartan is a fun build. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's been really nice. That's fun. I really liked Hell Yeah. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. Fan says, I finished up Spider-Man 2, which was great fun. Miles continues to be a great character. Yeah, I've heard very good things about Miles, even if some of his story, he kind of just takes a pause because Peter's got a lot more going on, it seems like. It seems like Peter's just got like a lot more shit going on there. Um, uh, you continue to watch weird horror films on Criterion that I heard of as a kid. Hell yeah, that sounds neat. This is not coming together particularly great. This is bulging in weird places, and I don't know why. There we go. Yeah, this doesn't feel good. Weird. I don't know why, but that does not feel great. All right. Let's get all the pieces we need here. This is all black on gray and is not great for my eyes, but we will try to finish it here. Finish the fight. Lasper says, I finished up the Alan Wake DLC for Control. Oh, hell yeah. And fired up Alan Wake 2 for an hour last night. I hope you're having a good time with that. I gotta watch some streamers play. That's kind of how I want to engage with Alan Wake 2 right now, as I want to check out some streamers. I think I want to watch some streams of that. So I gotta find some stuff, or maybe some Let's Plays or something. I gotta investigate that. See if I can track that stuff down. You watched Renfield today, and it's probably bad when Ben Schwartz outshines your Dracula. I mean, that's the risk. That's the risk, right? You run that risk when you bring in Ben Schwartz. Because here's the thing. I love Ben. Ben is a great dude. I have nothing but nice and sweet things to say about Ben Schwartz. The thing with Ben Schwartz is that he is a scene stealer. Like, Ben will fucking do bits. He will make people laugh. He will have an alt take in him. He'll be like, can we do one for fun? And then he will say the silliest, dumbest shit and fully commit to that dumb, silly shit. And then you're putting that in the movie, you know? And like, that is the risk with hiring Ben, is that he's going to completely and utterly steal the show and just fucking go for broke. And I think you need to be aware of that as a director and a casting person, that you are potentially making everyone else look, not bad, but yeah, you're undercutting your main, any other characters if they're in a scene with Ben Schwartz. And again, I am saying this with all respect and love for Ben. I love Ben. He's fully committed. Dude will go for it. He's very funny. And yeah, and it's like one of those things where, like, if you're the lead, you got to be like, let's not do alt takes for Ben. Let's just go for it. Ghostfile says, you winter preparations by moving cactuses and palm trees into the greenhouse. Okay, hell yeah, getting ready for the winter. All right, this feels better. I fixed the insides of this. This feels better than it did. I'm confident about that. It is hard to see where these black pieces go. I don't think it really matters too much. I am just going to kind of eyeball it because I don't think it really matters where I put these pieces. All right, now I need this side here, black, and 2 3s, and then 2 holdovers. What else we got here? Reading what you said. Lord Crashington says, I'm watching more My Hero Academia, and I've reached the battle series between Class 1A and 1B, which has me feeling like there should have been more 1B stuff because there are some awesome kids in that class. Yes, the fights there were always in the background, right? Like, you saw some of them in the sports festival, but you didn't see all of them. And there are just like wild. 1B has some like fucking unbelievably wild designs. It's got like, and characters. It's got like half of that group is way more interesting than like 3 members of Class 1A, right? Like, there are some people that are just great. I love the guy that has like, uh, the guy that basically has like Vegeta's counter, like, they're just a bunch of like small characters. The ghost girl that's different from the other girl. The one girl that has like, why does she dress like a hot dog? Kind of like a sporty coach, but she's all in red and got a baseball cap. What's her fucking deal? Like, there's a bunch of characters in that I'm like, are there comics? Like, did they do a manga about these kids? Because I want to know more. I gotta scooch in here. The Deku stuff is wild. Yeah, at a certain point, this is not a spoiler for anybody, really. All Might is Superman, right? All Might is Superman. So some people were like, oh, Deku is like Superboy, right? No. Deku, Midoriya, is Spider-Man. He's always been Spider-Man, but at a certain point, the series just goes, hey, this dude's fucking Spider-Man. Check this shit out. He's just goddamn Spider-Man. And it's great. Also, Mirio is my favorite of the recently new students. The concert they did during the school festival was very well done. And I like Drummer Bakugo a lot as he's become a fun character. Lately as he's grown. Yes. So a lot of people were bummed about Gentle Criminal because it's like Gentle Criminal needs like more time. He's so short. He's there for just like a blip. But it is important. Like for Deku. Okay. I think it is important for Deku to have questions because there's more that's going to be coming up for Deku where he has to question things and what he's doing. Deku has a lot of shit that falls in his lap in the future. I'll tell you that, Lord Crash. Without spoiling anything, Deku's got more baggage to lay on himself. So it's coming. But yes, Bakugo becomes more interesting when he's... First of all, Bakugo, of course, becomes more interesting when there are more characters who just don't put up with his shit, who just laugh in his fucking face. And they're like, yeah. All right, you're angry. Sure. And that's always very funny to me when you have more characters who's just like, yeah, come on. All right, yeah, all right, dude. And then when he has like a personality of like, yeah, he also can drum really well. Like, sure, great. Jiro obviously steals the whole show. And it's nice. It's nice for Jiro to have some moments. Also, what's his goddamn name? There's so many characters. Beam Boy. Belly Button Beam Boy gets to have like some moments in the silly moments. Like he gets to have some silly shit. And that's good because he should have some silly shit because he certainly is never going to get like dramatic moments. Can't stop twinkling. That's a sentence. I like how after his match, All Might and Deku want to praise him, and he has no way to handle it. Just yell at them. Yes. And also, clearly, the introduction of Bakugo's mom, who also is just Bakugo, but has adjusted somewhat, and then Bakugo's like mild-mannered dad. Just like a dad that you need to just hug. You just like... There are so many bad dads in anime, but there are very few, in my opinion anyway, there are very few dads that you just like, you want to hug, you want to be like, it's okay, man. You're doing such a good job. You're doing your best. Like, it's so rare to have that anime dad that you feel for, that you're like, yeah, man, you're just fucking, you got a lot on your plate, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now I got to try to get this done properly. And it's a little hard because it's hard to see. So we'll just do our best. And this needs to go like that. And then this goes... Where do you go? Oh, you go like that. Okay. His weird, creepy bit with the cheese stuff. Yes. Yes, the weird cheese. Like, he's just trying to make a friend with Deku, a guy that you would imagine everyone in the class, like, kind of gets along with because he is a dork. But, like, at the very least, Deku has shown himself to be a guy who pays attention to everyone's quirks, and you could ask for advice about your own quirk because he, like, definitely understands your quirk better than you might, or or the teachers do, because he's paying a lot of attention. We're past, I didn't even realize, we passed 11 p.m., friends. We are going to finish the fight. We are going to finish this goddamn Dracula. You know what? I'm wrong here. We're going to finish this vampire. It's wrong of me to call this vampire Dracula. This is clearly just a vampire. A vampire, if you will. Deku just loves supporting everybody. Totally. Deku loves nerding out about quirks. And that's the thing, right? Obviously, Deku wants to help people. But more than helping people, Deku wants to know a lot about everyone's quirk. And he wants to take notes. And he'll be happy to share his findings. But he's also just like, wait, you can do that and you can do this. But what about in this scenario? And what happens if this happens? Like, Deku also just wants to nerd out about powers because he's still a quirk fanboy. Okay, and then this goes, a black piece goes here, and then another black piece goes here. All right, and then this goes here. And then I have to put on even more pieces. I need one of these, and I need one of these. We just did this on the other side. So theoretically, this part should be easy because I just did it, but you know how that goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So then I need this piece, and then this will be 6. 6. Okay, great. Deku updates a quirk Wikipedia on the internet. Yes, you definitely see him being like, new information found about this thing. And on message boards, and people are just like, wow, that's cool. Let's see. What was I saying? I was going to say something. I don't remember. Oh, yeah. So reminder about tomorrow. I've talked about it a bunch, but please hang out on Halloween. If you don't have Halloween plans, oh, guess what? You do have Halloween plans. You're hanging out with me as I play Persona 4 Golden with mods, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, ending probably at around 11 or a little before that. We're going to help out Naoto. We're going to have Naoto face their insecurities and come to some sort of understanding about, hopefully come to some sort of understanding about who they are and what's going on with them. I missed 2 pieces here. And then also just do some more stuff. And we'll always be able to come back to Persona 4 Golden with mods. That's always on the table to do more of it because eventually there will stop being new mods for the game, but then it'll just be like, I don't know, can we finish this game? Can we, like, defeat the villain and save the day? And also, at a certain point, uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. I did some of this wrong. This is supposed to be 1 and 2, which means this is supposed to be like over here. Oh boy, I fucked this one up. This one's on me, friends. This is me rushing to get this done. I definitely fucked this up, and it matters because I need to make the face on here. So yeah, I fucked this up, and now I have to figure it out how to fix it. It's not impossible to fix. It's just annoying that I have to fix it. All right, so this is the top of the head. This needs to go like here. So I have to rotate all of this over. Can I do this with it and have it like come out all in one piece? That's the question. Yes. Okay. So I did that right. So I can put that there. We've rotated it. So now can I get this out? I'm going to wedge it here. Just skip Nanako's dungeon. Oh yeah, Nanako's dungeon would not be part of the stream. I'm not going to do Nanako's dungeon. I'm not going to skip it, but I'm not going to stream it. I would not do that because it's sad. It's just so sad. Just her like talking to her mom and being sad and sick. Like none of that gets streamed, right? Like that's just not happening. Would never do that. I would never subject chat to that. All right, so this didn't come off in one clean piece, but it mostly did. All right, so now, theoretically, yes, this is right. So then I can put the head back on here. Great, we are now where we're supposed to be. That was way easier to fix than the previous problem that we ran into. This is way easier to put together here with our comb over and everything. So we do this. Yep, this looks right, this looks right. And then the red needs to go there. And now we have to build the front face. We're going to be at a 1x4. We're going to need 2 of these, 1 of these, 2 of these, 2 eyes. Basically almost all of the pieces left. And then it looks like we have 2 black pieces left over, which maybe I fucked up somewhere, but I don't think I did. I just think they are extra. It exists the possibility that they could not, that I could have fucked something up, but I think they're just extra. That feels weird because this does not feel like a kit that would have extra pieces, but sure, maybe it did. Maybe it actually has extra pieces. I don't know. The only knock I have with My Hero Academia lately, says Lord Crashton, is their limited battle music that I've heard in each of these matches. Yeah, I mean, that's a thing in battle anime. You know, battle anime is going to have, they're going to have the hits. They're going to have the big music they want to play. And I know that can be frustrating for folks. I'm fine with it. I like the cues. I like hearing them. It gets me amped up. But I can understand why you might be not feeling that. All right. Like I said, I mean, the other one does have some extra pieces, so I guess these being extra isn't that weird. But it does feel like maybe I missed something somewhere. I don't think I did. And then... Just gotta go on like that. Yeah. Vampire is done. It looks pretty okay. I gotta keep these parts separated because I don't want them to get mixed in with real Lego. So I gotta put those aside. I'll deal with them later. And here we go. We got our vampire and we got our jack-o'-lantern that you can't really even see the part that we had to fix to get in there. And then we've got our ghost here with its trick, which was probably not worth the time it took to repair them. You can see those there. I'm going to have to take a photo from this way because of this part. I actually, no, I could do that. I guess, yeah, I can do that. I can take this off to take a photo from the overhead perspective, which will be better for me. So let's do that. And then we'll find somebody to raid because we are certainly at the end of our time. We're over time. Oops, that's wrong. There we go. Let's get this looking good here. Pull these down a little bit. Great. Got a photo of them. Yeah, I think they turned out okay. I think they look nice. They're not great. Again, the build quality and the way these were done, these are my least favorite of everything that I have ever, all the knockoffs that I have built. I like these the least. So there you go. But that is going to do it for tonight's stream. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream around here. We're going to go find some other people to go hang out with who are doing cool shit and go celebrate them. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I apologize for the Blockula looks the best of the three. Yes, totally agree. Thank you for hanging out despite the weirdness of the build and dropping some frames here and there. I hope that the I don't know. I hope everything works out, and hopefully my internet is better tomorrow as I'm streaming out game footage. I hope that ends up being better. And thank you all so much for hanging out. Mary Kish is playing Alan Wake 2. We gotta go hang out with Mary Kish as Mary's playing Alan Wake 2, of course. We gotta go spend a little time with Mary. So let's do that. Feel free to come along on this raid. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I hope you will come back tomorrow for Persona 4 Golden with mods. It'll be a good time. Thanks for being here. Have a great one. Come along on this raid, everybody. Come tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. Persona 4 Gold with mods. Persona 4 Golden with mods and cheats. And I'll see you then. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.